My name is Willard D. Purdy. I was born on March 7th, 1895 in Shawano, Wisconsin. When I was 5 years old, I moved to Marshfield with my family and attended school here. Now, after my education, I became employed for the Sioux Line Railroad right here in Marshfield until I entered the United States military service. I fought for my country as a sergeant in Company A of the 127th Infantry. While serving in France, I was calling roll and collecting grenades from my men when a pin became dislodged from one of the grenades. Well, I couldn't simply toss the grenade away without causing great injury to many others, so I had to do a split-second decision, and I ordered my men to scatter, and I threw myself on top of the grenade, covering it with my body. Well, I died instantly, but I saved the lives of more than half a dozen other soldiers. At the age of 23, I gave my life for the lives of my comrades. Now at that time, that was July 4th, I was buried in Alsace, France with full military honors. And I remained there until my body was exhumed and brought back here to Marshfield, and I was buried right here on Memorial Day of 1921. Now, a year later, after the war had ended, there was a new junior high school being constructed in Marshfield. And the school board decided to name the school the Garfield School. Then, later it was changed to Franklin School. Well, there were many people in Marshfield that resented this. They said, this new school, it should be named after our World War I hero. So, by a popular vote, the school was named after me. Private citizens in Marshfield donated a bronze plaque, and this plaque was placed in the entrance of the new school. And on the plaque it said that this building is dedicated to the memory of Sergeant Willard D. Purdy. Now this plaque is now housed at Upham Mansion. Have you been there yet?
Yes.
Yep. Upstairs in the military room, the plaque sits there. And this bronze plaque, which has an engraved portrait of me, is on the second floor at City Hall, or at the Upham Mansion. Now, throughout the years, the Purdy School had served as both a junior high, and then later it was a senior high, and in 1971 it was Mid-State Technical Institute for several years. When Mid-State relocated, the building remained vacant for a time until it was converted into apartments for the elderly, and then it was called the Purdy Retirement Community, and today it's called the Astor Retirement Community. Now, this section of the cemetery that we're in, where you see all the white stones, this is called Flanders Field. And in this section, they only allow veterans to be buried here. But there are veterans from World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. This section is actually filled. There's not room to bury any other veterans, but they have a new section just straight that way. There's a set of flag poles, and that's called the Veterans Field of Honor. That section is also dedicated for the burials of veterans. But this section, Flanders Field, came about in 1920 when a group of men, they were called the City Fathers, they proposed, they donated this section of land to the American Legion, and they proposed that they should build a veteran cemetery. So many plans were made, and different plans were fluctuated, but what finally came out of it was the Veterans Field of Honor, which they called Flanders Field. And so then there was a man in Marshfield, a former Marshfield mayor and industrialist. His name was A.G. Felker, and he headed up a group comprised of men from the American Legion and the Marshfield Rotary Club. And they managed to raise $1,400 towards the building of this section of the cemetery. Then they turned over the fund to another man in Marshfield by the name of A.G. Felker. Or I'm sorry, by the name of W.G. Sexton. And he managed to bring the fund up to $2,200. Then they were able to construct a flagpole with a marble base, and that at that time cost $2,100, $2,100. On the marble base of the flagpole, there is a bronze plaque that it said that this is dedicated by the people of Marshfield to the memory of those who served in the Great World War for America's cause. And there's 50 men that had given their lives from the Marshfield area that are listed on that plaque, and Willard D. Purdy is one of them.